Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Sanborn from the 7th grade team, and I'm here to walk you through the next step of our little Google Suite, Google Classroom how-tos for this year. And this is going to be focused on assignments and classwork. So more specifically, how do you access classwork? How do you open up an assignment and figure out what you're supposed to do? Once you start working on it, how do you advocate for yourself and ask for help? And then finally, how do you turn it in to make sure that you don't have missing work and you meet your expectations for your awesome self in class? So we're going to start by going to a specific class from our little maybe bookmarked classroom homepage. And then on here, last year, you might have been using the stream. You might have been using the upcoming box to access your classwork. This year, please, 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 let's use the CLASSWORK tab as your first and best place to go for an assignment. So if you have work that's posted in the morning and you're getting on here nice and bright and early to check out what's going on, maybe one place you might see an assignment is under a specific unit of study. Your teacher organizes these, and maybe you're going to see, okay, we did reflections yesterday, so now I'm doing this reflection here. Sometimes these units of study might not be the easiest way to access your assignments because maybe they're buried in other ones. So instead, let's use the View Your Work button as your best place to go to access your work. From the View Your Work button, you're going to click on it and get a little preview. It's not really going to tell you a whole lot other than, okay, my teacher made me a Google Doc that's named, which is good. Let's not use untitled for Google Docs this year, but I want to learn more. Please, please, please make sure you always click on the View Details button. And from this page, which is going to tell you about what your assignment is, you're going to see a few different things. There's a title. Maybe there's a due date. Maybe there's a point value. Maybe there are, which you should always read, instructions from your teacher. Maybe they've attached, I guess, materials to help you with it. Don't know if that's too helpful, Mr. Sanborn. But down here, there might also even be a rubric to give you a place to head towards, a benchmark, a goal for your work on an assignment. But just know that when you actually create an assignment or access one, there's a few ways. Maybe you're going to create something new, a drawing, a slideshow, a Google Doc. Maybe you're going to add a link to a website you made. In this example I'm going to show you, we're going to access a Google Doc that the teacher has pre-made for you. It's really nice that in Google Classroom, if it's pre-made, it's got a title. If you make your own, make sure you title your work. But you should be able to see instructions. You're going to read through these. And then once you get started on your work, let's say you're typing out your answer on an assignment and you're stuck. You need help. First, maybe you ask your teacher. If you want to ask your teacher a specific question on a Google Doc, you can make a comment, hit the @ sign, and then add their name. And then hit assign and ask them, can I have an example of ... And then hit assign, and it will give them a little notification. Maybe instead, you just want to add a little private comment that you've used before and say, can I see what I turned in last week to help? And then maybe you hit the little arrow to post one for them. Maybe your teacher even said, no, you know what? It's okay if you work with a table partner on an assignment. If that's your last route to get some help on an assignment, you can just hit discard. You could go to people and then see, there's my table partner. She's helpful. And you can send them an email right from Classroom to ask for help. Now, let's say you got help from your table partner. Let's say Mr. Sanborn, okay, cool. He resolved your comment. You're all good. And you're ready to turn it in. You're going to hit the little turn in button right here up in the top right corner. But when you do that, you might not necessarily want to turn that in yet. Maybe you realized, oh, I'm actually supposed to turn in two things. Maybe a picture too with my assignment. So maybe you hit cancel and then you use that little add or create button one more time. Maybe you decide, all right, I'm going to add maybe a file that I have on my laptop. I'm going to hit upload, browse, and then I'm going to find the picture that I want to include on my submission, right? So now that you've got all stuff that you need and you think, yeah, I'm good, I'm ready to turn in, you're going to click that turn in button when it prompts you, are you sure? Once it's turned in, guess what? You can always unsubmit it if you feel like you made a mistake or you forgot something or you just need to keep working on something, your teacher's told you that, you can hit unsubmit. And through all those things, whether when you're working on it you make a private comment, whether you maybe tag a teacher in a comment using the comment button, or if you just ask another classmate for help. You will always be able to find your assignment, do what you need to do and be successful on it, and then turn it in too. That's about all we have for tips on assignments in Classroom for now, guys. But if you have any other questions, always ask your classroom teacher for help because they are your best source for a specific assignment. Have a good rest of your day, and thanks for listening.